Today's episode is brought to you by Marmite! Marmite! Could you believe it, man? I got like 600 grams. Well, it was taped here, so 600 grams of Marmite. Marmite, what is it, you may ask? Well, Marmite is a yeast extract. Now, sure, whatever. Just take a little bit of this, and when I say a little bit, and rub it on your toasts, and it's a nice, savory toast you're going to have in the morning. I'm not a sweet guy in the morning. I'll have sweets. But I'm more of a savory guy. But the thing is, as you get older, you get sweeter. But I'm still a savory guy. And I'm telling you, I make, for all you English people out there and you Aussies, I know you Aussies are going to say Vegemite, but I can't get any Vegemite. But I'm going to have to try it. But Marmite, sometimes I make a Marmite broth, you know, and I have it while smoking my pipe. Oh, man. I'm telling you! Marmite! Welcome to No Enemies Here, the show where you get all the news you need to know. That's all I gotta say. And you know, I guess spring has sprung, but we had hail here yesterday, so yeah, spring ain't coming too soon as far as I'm concerned. But you know what? It's fine. Spring is gonna happen. Mushrooms are gonna pop out, and I'm gonna freak out. I mean, excuse the pun. You get it? But these are edible mushrooms, meaning that they're non-psychoactive or psychotropic or psycho your mama type thing. Okay? But a lot of cons are happening. And I hope they lift the ban for the masks because personally in summer, I can't breathe normally. And I just thought about something. I sleep with a CPAP, right? And I have an old CPAP. And what happens if I take my CPAP, fandangle it in the back type thing with one of those ice packs, you know those blue ice packs you buy at the dollar store, and put it right next to the intake vent, and I have my CPAP, because I have a CPAP just in the nose, and it would blow in cool air and I would breathe in the nose on the hot summer days. I'm gonna try it out. Look, whatever. It's a great idea, and I just let it out, and some person is making $1 billion. Whatever. Going back to cons. Okay, we have historic Seafest. KC Fest in Kansas City War Game Festival, August 19th to the 21st, 2022, at the Holiday Inn and Suites, Overland Park West. So, kcfest.com. You can get your information there. Historic. Well, I'll put. Anyways, it's up here. You look at it. You know what can I say? Because it's very confusing for me. So this is a 3-day convention for war games and historical board games, featuring Next WarCon, Learn to Play games, Last 100 Yards tournament. I don't know if Mike Denson's going to be there, and ASL Summer Sizzler, and I'm sure there are more games to be played, right? So what you get with this is a dinner with designers, food and drink included with admission. Seriously? Prize draft, open gaming, and play to win games. Okay, special guest designers include Mitchell Land, of Silver Bayonet and Next War series, and Mike Denson. I knew it. I didn't even read along. And I'm reading this, and because I love spontaneity of the last 100 yards. So you know what? Your tournament with the last 100 yards, Mike Denson's gonna be there, eh? So for questions, please contact historiccfest@gmail.com. And what can I tell you, man? This cons are starting up again. And talking about cons, did you see the new Punched internet magazine? What do they call it? zines or internet zines. It's whatever. It's everything's on the computer right now. Forget paper. Forget paper. We're gonna keep our trees, so there's a symbiotic relationship with mushrooms, so I can get my mushrooms, because mushrooms ask sugar from the trees, and the trees in turn get something from the mushrooms. I forget what it is, but my wife knows. She's a mushroom expert. What can I tell you? So, man, Punched Volume 4 is out by James Buckley. He's the guy. And what do they do here? They're profiling, and I want to get this guy, Mark Simonich. He looks like such a nice guy, but he doesn't want to do video. I got to convince him somehow. He's a nice guy. Nice guy. I think he's camera shy. So, in this issue, you get, obviously, the editor's foreword and the features. Mapping, Mark Simonich. And I'm reading here. Our feature article is a profile of a game designer and GMT principal. Designer, I'm assuming. Mark Simonich, but you say principal. And GMT principal, Mark Simonich. Is that a play on words? Is he the principal? Because he looks like a principal. I got the strap once. Or I should say the yardstick right on my hand. One of the last times they had corporal punishment in school. I probably got the last shot. That should bring it back! Anyways. Also, join us on a grand tour of Europe's best war game conventions. They have conventions in Spain, Italy, Germany. I don't know what else I've seen. France. Check it out. Great issue. Lots of stuff. Liz Davidson also shares her 5 favorite Rome-themed solitaire games. What does she know about Rome? She doesn't even speak Latin. Actually, she does. She's a doctor in history, if I'm not mistaken, with an emphasis on Latin. She speaks Latin fluently. Liz, I'm going to try to get Liz on, but she's busy. What do you want, Liz? And Andrew Buchholz, I hope I've said that right, or Buchholz, considers the potential of deck-building war games. The potential. Spotlight on Revolution Games. And reviews and previews. They review, I should say, James reviews, or maybe there's our guest reviewers. The Valiant Defense series. Soviet Fallout. The Nagorno-Karabakh War of 1992 to 1994. Someone enlighten me. Donetsk, the battle for the airport. When? The first time, or the second time, or the third time? Whatever. And Suwalki Gap, the Baltic 2023. Verdun 1916. Steel Inferno. Volko wanted to play this game with me. He loves the game. But me, being a big idiot that I am, declined. I forget for what reason, but probably stupidity. Also, Kingdom of Heaven, the Crusader State, or States, 1097 to 1291. Also, Ambon, Burning Sun and Little Seagulls, and Granada, the Last Stand of the Moors, 1482 to 1492. And they preview Iron, Blood, Snow, and Mud. All this on Punched issue number 4. Isn't that cool? I'm telling you, that's cool. Cons are coming out, magazines are coming out, everybody's happy. Also, WBC is happening. And for all you other people, the Chicago Pipe Show is happening, May 28th. And if there's this COVID thing that I gotta do, like if I gotta cross the states and take a COVID test and sequester myself for 2 weeks, look, I ain't getting into the states. I just don't want the hassle. 2 weeks of staying in a hotel, are you crazy? Look at me, I can't stop moving. You're gonna put me in a hotel room? Yeah, and I know what you're gonna say, Carl Creeder, and whoever else. Bring some games, play a game, this will give you the opportunity. Shut up. Play some games. Look at me, I'm flying off the handle. Play some games. I'll play some games if there's somebody live in front of me that can entertain me, you know? Move a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Bloody hell! Also, I think Noble Knight just got back from a con. Jess was on it, and I'm in touch with Jess of Noble Knight. Also, don't forget, the CSRs are going to be coming out. There's going to be a voting thing shot out on the internet there, a voting list on the CSR webpage. And please, vote. And I was at the board meeting, and there's a lot of minds there happening, and a lot of give and take. Some people bring forth ideas, and some people just shoot it down. Rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? I wanted dancing people popping out of cakes. You know what I'm saying? I was shot down. I wanted to have a cigar lounge, and scotch and cigar and pipe lounge, you know? That was one of my I don't know, not issues, one of my things I brought forward, ideas I brought forward. I was shot down. I wanted to do the CSRs live. Rent some place in Las Vegas, you know, with dancing people all around, you know what I'm saying? I was shot down. I wanted to, whatever I wanted to, I was shot down. Anyways, I'm not going to hold it against them. Tim's doing a great job. And like I said, we have Joanne Roberts. We have Charles S. Roberts' daughter on the board. His daughter. You think we're trying to make it a little bit more legit? You can't get more legit than that. So it's too legit to quit. And look, it was my head. See what I mean? You wanna put me in a room for 2 weeks, like with games? You're nuts. If I play a game, I'm gonna set it up, right? First of all, I'm gonna look at the box. Read the back of the box. Open the box. Look at the maps, look at this, look at the counters. Already, that's enough for me. I gotta go do something else, right? So I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna ask my wife, hey, what you doing? And she's gonna say, the same thing I was doing 5 minutes ago, Dan. Get lost. So I'm gonna get lost, you know, whatever, go to the washroom, come back downstairs, sit down and say, okay, let's go. To the game, that is. And I'm gonna set up the game. Let's say RAF, Battle of Britain by Butterfield, right? Love that game. You gotta use STUKAJOE's cards, huh? Don't forget to use STUKAJOE's cards. Makes the game seamless, beautiful. It rolls. God, if it wasn't for him, it would roll less for me. Could you imagine how long it would take me to play a game like that? Anyways, start with the easy game again for the 25th time. Lay out the map. Put out the counters. So after I put up the counters, now it's snack break. So I go upstairs. I won't say anything to my wife, you know, because she's still doing what she was doing probably 10 minutes ago. You know, I don't know, open the fridge, look at it, shut the fridge, look outside, the patio doors, and look outside. And then say, come on, Dan, get serious. Walk back downstairs to my room, my cave, my palace. sit down, shuffle, put together the cards, STUKAJOE's cards too, and start. And then I gotta read. Holy cow, no one's telling me this. I have to actually read it. I would prefer if there was like a machine, like on Doom, saying, you got to do this, whatever. Anyway, so I read the card, and I move something. A chit. Whoa. Things are happening, man. For me, things are happening. I just moved a chit. So then I look at, you know, the radar warning, what's gonna happen, so I place all my chits, you know. London, do I keep London full? Spitfire section 9-2, whatever. Do I go to Glastonbury? I forget the names. And I mean, whatever. And then I notice that the map of England is upside down. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm thinking, map of England upside down. But I didn't. If I wouldn't have noticed, it wouldn't have mattered to me. But now I notice. So, well, yeah. Whatever. So south is up, north is down. Huh? South is up and north is down. Where the hell is east or west? Does it change? I'm thinking it's bad. Anyways. Whatever. I get used to it. No, I don't get used to it. I tolerate it. So I'm moving a few chits and Luftflotte 3 comes in. I didn't expect Luftflotte 3 to come in. I put everything on the south side. On the south side. You see? On the south side. Up. I'm all messed up again. I gotta stop. Breathe. Probably take a sip of my coffee. Go for it again. I get destroyed, right? I got no planes left because I figured I'm gonna shellac them. I know they're coming here. My radar intelligence told me that they're coming here. Well, they were wrong. Why the hell I have radar then? Intelligence. It's intelligent. It would. Well, I guess it wasn't intelligent. It was pretty stupid. So you should call it radar stupid. Blah 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 blah. You get what I'm saying? So you want me to stay in a hotel room for 2 weeks, sequestering myself. Yes, sequestering. Basically kidnapping me myself. Sequestering, that's what I said. I'm being redundant. And you want me to play a game? Let's say I want to go out to the kiosk or something and get myself, I don't know, a stupid magazine to read, which I'm never going to read, by the way. I buy magazines, I look at them, I must keep them 10 years before I get through the index. And, you know, am I allowed to smoke a pipe in the hotel? You're telling me I'm not allowed to smoke a pipe? Well, why don't you shoot me in the head right now? Right now, just get it over with, because 2 weeks is many lifetimes for me. 2 weeks. Many lifetimes. Anyways, people, enough with the ranting. Hey, please check out my other channel, The Fokker Circus, for people who want a different view of who I am. It's not really that different. I'm telling you, I smoke a pipe, and I'm going to talk about pipes there. Pipes and tobaccos. I do interviews of master blenders, which are akin to the great sommeliers of France or Italy or Canada. We have 2 master sommeliers in Canada. And that's something, because there aren't many. I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the world there are 14. We got 2, right? Plus we made the World Cup and Italy didn't. Ricardo. Eat that. But anyways. What was I saying? Yeah. So I do some interviews, and it's really interesting to see, as in wine, when you blend different grapes, you get a different type of wine, right? A more tannin wine, less wood if you put it in woods. I'm just talking grapes. Whatever, you've mixed the grapes or whatever. Then different woods that you put it in for it to age. Yeah, you can say oak, but whatever. Let's say you put the wine in the maple. What happens? Or you put wine in the walnut. what happens? You probably die because walnut's probably gonna excrete poisons. Oh, rosewood. You're dead anyways with rosewood. And I'm sure they've tried. I'm sure I'm not the first one to think about this. And then you store it for how long? Huh? So, blenders, tobacco blenders, and I'm talking about pipe tobacco blenders. Not even cigar blenders go this far, okay? But pipe tobacco blenders have all the tobacco available to them. Cigarettes is usually Virginia and Burley. It's a type of section on the leaf, right? Virginia being top, Burley being close to the middle, probably down. It's always the same leaf. Oh, I'm always the same plant. So, different ways. So now, how do you cure your Virginia? The top one, which is full of sugar. Full of sugar, sweet, sweet. But it burns on the throat, on the tongue if you suck it in too fast. Ask Carl Creeder. And so there's 190 ways to process Virginia. So there's Virginia, there's Burley, there's what they call Kentucky, how much you cook it meaning that smoke it, do you smoke it, do you cook it, what type of woods do you use? It's unbelievable, the artistry of blending tobaccos. I know this has nothing to do with war games, but it's my channel, suck it up. You know what I say? And it's just these guys, these master blenders. I'm actually going to be interviewing Russ Ouellette. And Russ Ouellette's dad was born here in Quebec in Sherbrooke, but he lives in the States, Russ. And look at his name. His name, it's Ouellette. I know because I speak French and I live in Quebec. But in the States, man, when you see a name spelled that way, Ouellette, or even then, that would be fantastic. I'm sure he's heard some, and I'm going to ask him how his name was pronounced when he was young. Probably got beaten up a lot, but anyways. So, if you ever get the chance to see Wine Som, I think it was on Netflix a long time ago, but I think they took it out. It's got to be on YouTube somewhere. How a sommelier is made, and the studies that they have to do to become, my God, if you're top 5, you're hired by the best liquor companies in the world. Top 5, top 10, you're hired by the best liquor companies in the world. Who cares if you don't be that sommelier? Every 5 years, I think, is that exam. So could you imagine? So tobacco blenders, I don't think have the same thing. But the nose these people have, as in coffee blenders, whoa, as in chocolate blenders, the nose these guys have is unbelievable. Anyways, enough, I'm gonna go have a pipe. Hey, enjoy the show. Ricardo's in the house. Dave's got a new baby. Look at his eyes, the bags under his eyes as the videos go on. I've been through it. Okay, so I'm laughing at him. I'm laughing with him, but I'm laughing at him too. Anyways, have a great show, and just be nice. It's fun to be nice. Be slap happy. You're stupid. Be slap. What's it gonna do? But if someone attacks you, well, defend yourself. Have a good show.
this is Riccardo Mazzini, and this time the greatest day in history and games is April 5, 1242. The day when a battle became part of a national mythology and a man became a legend. The day of the battle like papers, the battle on the ice, the battle of Alexander Nevsky. In the late 12th century and the early 13th century, the whole potentates in Russia centered around the great city of Kiev had fallen into decadence, tormented by internal conflicts and overrun by external threats, such as the Swedes in the north and the Mongols in the east. Another power began emerging, the Principality of Novgorod, but it soon had to fight the expansion of Catholic nations in the area of the Baltic Sea. There, two Western powers, the Kingdom of Denmark and the Teutonic Knights, had fought each other for decades, but now had reached a settlement and looked on the Russians' neighbors that they perceived as still weak and divided. At that point, the Church of Rome called for a great crusade in the north to convert the pagan Orthodox nations and bring them under the rule of the one true faith. Responding to that call, the Teutonic Knights managed to capture and occupy the cities of Pskov, Izborsk and Koporye, severing the most lucrative trade routes and getting dangerously close to the very heart of the country. This led to the people of Novgorod to recall their prince that had been sent into exile just a few times before, Alexander Yaroslavich, so-called Nevsky, after his great victory against the Swedes near the river Neva. Nevsky quickly regained control of the fledgling Russian forces and recaptured the lost cities, Pskov in particular, forcing the Teutons to answer in some way. And so they did, rapidly gathering their supplies and allegiances in order to mount a new invasion. The two armies met near the Lake Peipus, with its waters still frozen for the long Russian winter. The Teutonic Knights followed their traditional tactics, unleashing a devastating cavalry charge after an initial exchange of volleys and penetrating deep into the long infantry lines of the Russians. At first, it seemed like the Teutons would break the Novgorod army in two, but Nevsky once again showed great cunning and control. At this signal, the other flanks of the Russian line converged, enveloping the Teutons and leaving them vulnerable to the small Mongol contingent of mounted archers that the prince had managed to get into the battle. Panic set in between the Teutonic lines. Even if the scene of armored knights falling in onto the frozen waters only to drown when the thin ice began to crack open is most certainly only a dramatic invention of great cinema director Eisenstein for his epic movie about the battle, the Russians showed no mercy and let very few enemies escape from their great trap. The Catholic expansion was definitely contained. Novgorod could now become the center of a new Russian nation, and Alexander Nevsky would become an example for centuries thereafter. This conflict has all the familiar elements of medieval conflicts: political infightings, personal loyalties, ecclesiastic interference, epic battles, but also logistical problems, a constant struggle to form and maintain armies on the field, inclement weather and shifting allegiances. Those are the key aspects of a true gem in modern wargaming, Nevsky by Volker Runke. First title of the 11 campaign series, Nevsky offers us a truly original game system to represent something that we have seldom seen on our gaming tables with such amazing detail: medieval operational warfare. You will have not only to maneuver and set up sieges or battles along the way, but deal with the approximate logistic structures of the day, sparse or non-existing communications networks, unreliable chain of command, lords and military leaders that will have to be paid or satisfied in some way just to stay in the field with the men and resources. And, after all this, everything could be ruined by just a single battle that, even if recreated in a very simple way, truly captures the essence and excitement of warfare in that period. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that this is just the first game in a series, and that one of the next titles will be called Inferno and follow the constant struggle of Guelphs and Ghibellines in Central Italy with Florence and Siena as the main contendants? Now, one final word coming back to Nevsky. We all know what's happening in that part of the world today, an area as we have seen often tormented by war and destruction. Please let us all just share a moment of reflection and solidarity for the innocent civilian victims of that terrible conflict, hoping that once again, peace and humanity will prevail. So, that's it for this time. See you on the next battlefields. Ciao.
Hey, stop the freaking presses. You gotta check this out. The link is gonna be below, right on the channel. I'm gonna highlight it somehow, find it. Fort Circle TV. The Shores of Tripoli, Kevin Bertram's game. There's a tournament happening. Remember, we had... I should have put it on this week. If I find it, I'll put it on. We had an ad, not an ad, but a blurb about the Fort Circle thing. They have 176 players for this tournament. Check it out. Shores of Tripoli tournament, Fort Circle TV. Oh yeah. And one of the teams, check this out. Jason Matthews, Mark Herman, Harold Buchanan, and another might be Volko Runke. Someone's gonna kick their ass! Kick their ass! Say, I swear to God, kick it! Oh yeah. And one of the teams, check this out. Jason Matthews, Mark Herman, Harold Buchanan, and another might be Volko Runke. Someone's gonna kick their ass! Kick their ass! And a man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, I should say, has 10 videos out. Leipzig, number 6, 7, and the Sound and Fury discussion. Also, Harry Harrison, or why not, a book review. Leipzig 8A, 8B, Resistenza intro. 1, Resistenza review, and Resistenza 2, and rap. So he reviews before the rap. Well, that's the way I see it on this video. Reading, bottom, right, going to left. Top, right, going to left. What can I tell you? I read them as I see them. The Stacy Keach of History Hustle has 2 videos. The Second Hungarian Republic and Serbian collaboration during World War II. ID Jester has 5 videos this week. Warframe are taken up by 4 of those videos. And The War Room, best games for noobs. You know, you gotta watch these guys, The War Room. You know what? A lot of people watch it. It's a gas. It's great. It's informative. It's a lot of fun. And I was asked to be on. The philosopher that is Jason Cruz, AJ Toyenby of Hexes and Soldiers, Epic Battles Waterloo Highlanders, and Middle Slash Old Guard. So, you're probably wondering, why is he called AJ Toynbee? Why is he Jason Cruz? And why is he a philosopher? Get with it! Advanced Squad Leader SK1. I'm assuming it's Scenario 1? Probably not, because SK does not... Whatever, you know? It's, what is it? Is it the, for God's sakes. It's, I don't have it here, but SK1, Scenario 2, Turn 2, there you go. So it's Scenario 2, Turn 2, SK. Student, I don't know, Carpathians. That would be a C. God, I can't even say anything with a K. Kramer! Ben Harsh of Harsh Rules, breaking down board games with redundancy here. Ben Harsh! And Part 7, Airborne over Europe. The Last 100 Yards, a game published by GMT, designed by Mike Denson, who will be at Historic KC Con, if I'm not mistaken. But it was in my intro, so if I'm mistaken, this is not the true fact, or whatever, like on the gas pump. If it freezes, it ain't what's in the store. that you're gonna pay, it's what's on the gas pump. So I'm pulling a pump. The Allman Brothers Wargaming channel, Timmy of Harebrained Games, gives us Weekend Games. He says to note that this was recorded a week ago, but life got nutty, and I'm quite late in posting it. When I think of nutty, I think of a burley tobacco. It's nutty. On Diagonal Moves, 3 videos of Herman Lutman's game called Crowbar, playthrough parts 5, 6, and the finale turn, I should say the final turn, all this on Diagonal Moves. 3 videos out this week on Dave's Gaming Cave. The deluxe edition of Midway Solitaire parts 3, 4, and 5. Published by Decision Games, I should say. Not Decision Games. I'm trying to get in touch with Mike Lambo. He's making a splash. Examples of play and quick review of Ghosts of the Jungle, obviously by Mike Lambo, probably taking his cues from Worthington Publishing or vice versa. All this on the great channel that is Combat Board Games. On Bonding with Board Games, The Chief, Evil Twilight 2000, Season 1, Episode 12, Waylay, a Technical. Well, I don't know, does that sentence seem complete to you? Or is it the way I just said it? Waylay, a Technical. Waylay, a Technical. Waylay, yeah, Technical. I don't know. On Big Board Gaming, quick chat and gameplay notes. Also, Salerno 43, turns 7 to 17 wrap-up, and gameplay notes turns 1 through 6 on Salerno 43, a game by Mark Simonich, published by GMT. The Secret Monster of Back to the Table, 2 videos this week. Favorite calm/relaxing games. Also, forget the relaxing, a solo list of war games. Artie of ARDWULF'S LAIR ain't no slouch, but he's got 5 videos instead of 6. This week, he's unboxing War for America, a card-assistant revolutions game by Compass, I should say, and counter-clipping Friday Special, Vietnam and more, and counter-clipping Medieval Battles, BGF, and more. What's that? Battles Buckeye Game Fest. That's what BGF means. I thought it was big goddamn freaking gun, but it's BFG, not BGF. Whatever. And everything you wanted to know about Wargaming, but were afraid to ask. I was on with Artie, and we had a talk. It was a good talk. Also unboxing Bonaparte in the Quadrilateral Campaign in Italy, 1796 to 1797. On 6 Actual this week, unboxing of Trevor Benjamin's and David Thompson's Undaunted Reinforcements. Zilla Blitz has 3 videos this week. You know, I would have called it, just because I'm a poet and I don't know it, Zilla Blitzer. You know what I'm saying? So, he's into trucks, heavy cargo fun, SnowRunner Career, and SnowRunner Career Episode 2, the latter being Episode 1. On World War II Solitaire Board Game channel this week, Bomb Run, an unboxing showing the contents of a game called Bomb Run. You know what? I don't even know it. Indy Nidell and that fantastic channel of World War II, 3 videos. American Army finally does something right. And Combat Boots saves lives. Also, they join live and Ask Us Anything live stream. It's been done. The cop that is Wayne Hansen has 1 video this week, a tutorial playthrough of his Let's Play segment called Midway Solitaire, a game by Worthington Publishing. On Wars of the World, 2 videos, 5 wars with unlikely, unbelievable causes, and the first tragic shot of the Battle of the Atlantic. Wardy Robe plays World War II magazines and media. Miniatures, I should say. Magazines and miniatures. Has the same starting letter. I could have screwed up. Anybody could have screwed up. Fall Blau, End of a Game, and Stalingrad 42 rules and strategy mistakes. U-Boater 658 ain't no slouch. OSG Napoleon's Last Gamble, Quatre Bras, 4PN Coalition, and MDG's MacArthur's War, intro rules and overview, continuing with Napoleon, OSG Last Gamble, Quatre Bras, 5 p.m. Only an hour, and MacArthur's June 50th, North Korea attack, and MacArthur's War, June 50th, KPA attack redo. That guy Tony of Tony's Board Life has 2 videos. Nations at War, WSR, that is White Star Rising, A Bloody Victory, turns 1 and 2. GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer, 4 videos. Paper Terrain, also Resist, looks like a cool game. And another boot camp number 43 on movement from Point Blank. This is a game that will be published, probably is published, and it's on a, what do you call those, shipping containers, on its way in. And Whiskey Charlie with Mark Herman. The Tabletop's Edge has 1 video because the prior one, the one to your right, I showcased last week. But this week, he continues, I should say, he discovers the Second World War from TSWW games, sequence of play and unit counters. This TSWW, if you don't know about it, go check it out, because let me tell you, you have never, ever, well maybe you have, seen anything so detailed, so anal. And the gentlemen of the Player's Aid are slacking off this week with only 2 videos. The first video, a review on Border States from Shakos, and an unboxing from Phalanx, the game 1941, Race to Moscow. 5 videos this week on The Discriminating Gamer, Cody's Game Shelf number 2, also a video on Undaunted Reinforcements. This is a game by Trevor Benjamin and David Thompson, and Kardashev Scale. I thought it was something like Kardashian Scale. But anyways, Undaunted Reinforcements Live is a video, not previous, but after this. How do you say previous and after? Instead of saying after, previous, whatever. And Cody's Game Shelf number 3. Bloody hell, this guy's got a lot of games. The Board Game Chronicles has 2 videos, all on the Pacific War. Man, you know, you could probably do, seriously, hundreds of videos on this game. I want to have Mark Herman on, and I want to talk about this game. Not that I know much about this game, but I want to know what I don't know of what I know, if you know what I mean. Pacific War Shorts, number 1, Pearl Harbor, and number 2, Savo Island. 1 video of Terry Talks Movies, Enter a Dragon, just needed 1 improvement. I don't know about that. I love Enter a Dragon. 4 videos on Stephen Dolge's This Week, Case Yellow. All of those videos are Case Yellow. That is, turn 4, he restarts, and he does a redux, turns 1 to 4, and turn 5, 1940, on Stephen Dolge's. On Simple History, life inside a World War I Mark V tank, a cross-section of that tank. God, those guys, yeah, I don't know how they did it. There was like, I don't know, 9 guys in that tank, and it must have smelled like diesel. But anyways, also the largest plane in the world, rip in peace, Ukraine. This week on the Oaken Night, the Oaken Night, wrong. This week on Seek Out and Play, Barbarian Kings. Yep, fantasy empire conflict. You got it. But I thought it was Barbarian King. But anyways, and why I said the Oaken Night is because these two guys, they make incredible videos. You know, the more I play war games, the more I want to get instructed, and you know what I'm saying, not instructed, but it's, you know, I'm all over the bloody place. Sci-Fi Central Channel has 4 videos out. The Pico Incident. But if it wasn't Italian, it could be Picho, but whatever. Battle Earth, the Medic. And also Agent Crush. Come on, who doesn't like a crush? And Killbox. All this on Sci-Fi Channel.
Hello everyone, this is Michel Leviathan-Sorbet from the Polish YouTube channel Wojennik TV. Here is the quick roundup of the content published on Wojennik TV during the last 7 days. As always, I released 4 videos on my channel, but only 2 of them were wargaming related. The first one, released last Sunday, was a playthrough of Rebel Raiders on the High Seas by GMT Games. Rebel Raiders on the High Seas is one of my favorite wargames, which was released by GMT Games a couple of years back, and this is a game covering the American Civil War, but not as the majority of wargames, which are focused on land battles, on land campaigns. This one is focused rather on the struggle between the Confederate Navy and the Union Navy on seas, on the oceans, and on the Mississippi River. So this is an interesting approach, an interesting subject, and I must say that since I acquired the game some 10 years ago, I have really heavily played it and I enjoy it almost always when I play it. This is a game which will enable us to recreate the struggle between both sides in terms of constructing naval units such as screw sloops, such as ironclads, such as gunboats. From the Union perspective, trying to seize the Confederate ports, to seize the Confederate cities on the Mississippi River, and at the same time to hunt down Confederate raiders or blockade runners who will try to squeeze through the Union blockade and to bring very important, crucial supplies back to the Confederacy. An extremely interesting game which I enjoyed a lot. I have already reviewed it on Wojennik TV. Now I released also a playthrough. The second video, which is somewhat wargaming related, which I released on April's Fool, was the review of War, the card game. So obviously this was not a very serious video. I presented a review of this absolutely classical game which everyone knows. I decided to release it on April's Fool because I wanted to present something fresh, something not very standard, and I decided to go for such a bizarre review. So those were the 2 videos. The 2 others were focused on different kinds of games, and as I said last week, I won't be telling you anything about them because this is a wargaming show. So at the end, I'd like to thank Dan once more for the invitation. I'd like to wish you all an excellent week, an excellent weekend. Have a great gaming, and see you next time.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We come to part 2 of No Enemies Here, and here we go with the news. Jim Ozarski has 2 videos out this week, but actually it's only 1 video, and it's the highly not official 30 Years War by SPI tournament on Jim Ozarski. If you don't know Jim Ozarski, you better get to know him. He's a Napoleonic genius. Also on the Joel Toppin, the minister that is Joel Toppin, he has Third World War, game number 2, sit rep after 2 turns on Joel Toppin. And for all you Spanish listeners, La Carga de los Tres Reyes. This is the battle of, it says that Navas, the battle of the naval of Tolosa. That's the best I can do in Spanish. And also, Kilroy was here. He's busting my chops to put more videos out of what he does on the news. But let me tell you something. I put everything he does on the news. So what's his problem? He's got like, bloody hell, 10 videos out this week. Coffee with Kilroy, Braveheart, Solitaire, the Worthington publishing game. Also Imperial Tide, a Compass game, after action report. And he continues with an after-action report in the year 1915. The previous one was 1914. Continues with Imperial Tide 1916 and on 1917. And then he does Judean Hammer or Judean Hammer by Catastrophe Games. Continues an after-action report with Catastrophe Games. And Kardshev Scale, again, I think it's Kardashian, but whatever. An unboxing and an overview. And a Strategy and Tactics number 331 unbagging brief overview of On to Baghdad, and a video I watched because I don't have all the time in the world to watch all these videos. I mean, could you blame me? So I skim and whatever. Coffee with Kilroy, something I enjoy all the time. Zones of Control, a book. So he gives you his perspective on that book. Kilroy, you happy now? Bloody hell. on Kings and Generals, 5 videos, why America joined the Great War, World War I, and Wolfpack submarine tactics, modern warfare tactics, and Battle of Siffin 657, rise of the Umayyad Caliphate. Is it Umayyad? And Japanese raids in the Indian Ocean Pacific War number 19, and how female conquistadors conquered Americas. Hey, I didn't know about that. What do you want me to tell you? On Legendary Tactics, 5 videos this week. How to play the fox in the forest. Also cards. This is a game. Japan Aggro. My first attempt, I guess, at his Japanese card game. Not Japanese card game, but Japanese section of the card game, I'm assuming. Also, top 10 battered and busted up board games. What can I say? Oh, he gives an interview with 2 Minutes to Midnight designer, and how powerful is Retaliate in Gloomhaven, the digital edition. I read them as it is. I bring it to you. And also, Little Wars TV has the 2022 Caesars Awards show. This is the Little Wars TV Academy of Historical Wargaming, Media Arts, and Sciences is proud to present the 2nd annual Caesars Awards. Am I in it? I don't know. I gotta watch it. And Lionheart's Filmworks. Hey, it's about war. Sex and jazz during the Prohibition era. I told you it was about war. And America's Special Forces during World War II from 41 to 45, that is the 1900s. I should say the 20th century. And Battle of the Bulge, The Brave Rifles. A movie. A real history. R-E-E-L. What can I say? And the vampire that is Mark Felton. Tell me he doesn't look like a vampire. Of Mark Felton Productions has 3 videos out. Catch a Tiger, Snatching Hitler's Secret Tank, and Chernobyl's Tank Assault. Also, NATO and Russia nearly went to war in Kosovo, 1999. Can I say? Les Sept Terrains, Napoleon's Wheel, Danube Campaign. This is happening at the designer and artist that is Matt White. Napoleon's Wheel, OSG unboxing, and first impressions. All this at Matt White's house, I should say. And Mauro Faina! For all your Italian listeners, you guys shellax us with videos. A tribute to Strategy and Tactics magazine. I think I covered that last week. Also, Gianni Zero Nero talks about Labyrinth, the second part. Continues with the second part. The first part, what is these videos? Are all not conforming to numerical, what do you call it? Alphabetization, whatever. So he's live again with Gianni Zero Nero. He does part 3 of Labyrinth. Then he talks about part 3 of Labyrinth. Look, this guy's an educational man. He teaches at a school in Italy. I don't know actually where he is from Italy, but he's a teacher, so he's concise. Well, concise. Detailed, which is the opposite of concise. You see what I mean? I always do things backwards. And a special story in number 42 of Il Gianni Zero Nero. And on Mo's Game Table, 4 videos out. Sniper, Contracts, Tash Tahir Mission. Also, War for America from Compass Games. This is a preview. And Mark Herman is on Whiskey Charlie, not to be missed. And Compass Games learns to play Red Poppies. Learn to play, okay. On My Own Worst Enemy. Not My Worst Enemy, that's the name of the channel. God, guy freak. Why would he name his channel that, knowing that I have a news thing and I got it? It's confusing. A review of Midway Solitaire Deluxe Edition by Decision Games, and the Battle Hymn Volume 1 Peerage, a game designed by Eric Lee Smith, published by Compass Games, and he's unboxing War for America. on Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials, Command & Colors Ancients. Also Command & Colors Sea Lion, CeeLo. The man who would be, I was going to say king, but whatever. He wasn't king. He never did. He only had the Jersey Islands. Guernsey? He had Guernsey, but did he have Jersey? I don't know. And remember World War II. I watched these videos. I don't want to forget. Some are sad. Most of them are sad, but these are our last living veterans of World War II on the channel. Remember World War II. This is a World War II combat method. Describes fighting fanatical Japanese banzai charges and the bloodiest wounds. God, I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to see it. It's one of those. Riccardo Mazzini, the professor in Italian. Una questione di voto. Leader in prima linea, meaning a question of vote. So the game is leader in first line. All this on Riccardo Mazzini's Warlog. And Into the Woods, the Battle of Shiloh, April 6th to 7th, 1862. An unboxing from the musician and cuddly guy called Rough Swordsman Wargamer. He's compensating, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. He's cuddly like hell. He's cute. Okay, Frank, cue the music. Another week, another show. I'm mixing things up here. It should be a lot of fun no matter what. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for being a patron. It really helps. I'm building my studio and I'm trying to collect funds here. You know, I got a job, so I'm going to be putting money in. Things are looking up. I was looking at nice wood paneling in the back, you know. I'm going to see what's going to happen, you know, because it's unbelievable how much things have gone up percentage-wise. Bloody hell, wood is really expensive. But I live in a farming area where I can get old barns that are taken down. I can go see the farmers, and you know, they're happy for me to take the wood away so they don't have to do the work. I hope it's like that. Then I'll do the work, you know, sand it down, make it look real nice, you know, make it look like a clubhouse. Man. And if ever anybody of my patrons, that is down in Montreal, come down. I'll host you. We'll even have supper. I'm telling you, I'll do that. I love cooking. But don't be difficult with the food. Don't start telling me, I can't eat that, I can't eat that. Just stay the hell away from me then. If you can't eat that, you can't eat this. Or you can't drink that, you can't do that. I'm going to cook, and you're going to eat. And that's it. So if you don't want to eat, don't come. I know how to cook. My wife knows how to cook. We're excellent cooks. Excellent. But anyways, don't forget the cons. Cons are starting up. The KC Con and in Punched. Check out the Punched magazine. As I said in my intro, there's so many war game cons happening in Europe. But Europe is a big place, you know, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. And thank you again for watching this ridiculous channel. And thank you so much for watching. Again, I don't know what else to say. Thanks, man. Thanks. I mean, when I was on with Artie, we had 150 people. And I remember when I had a progressive rock band, we didn't even have that many people in the audience, you know, listening to us play. So we got more people watching everything you wanted to know about war games were afraid to ask than some of the concerts I did. Go figure. Be nice. Have a good weekend.
A game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.